Okay. Hello, everybody. It is me, Swavi, and welcome to my next hangout. I'm just gonna talk with amazing people, as I promised, with the best gurus of the crystals. So uh, I just didn't had it from a long time ago, so I got little. So the first person I'm gonna present is Krista. Hi, Krista.
Hi, Slavi. Thank you so
How are
much
you?
for. Good, I'm doing well. Thanks so much for hosting this hangout. It's really fun to be a part of this group with you and with everyone. It's an amazing
hmm
group energy here today.
So what are you gonna talk about today?
Today I'm going to talk about my experiences with the Galaxite gemstone.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I would definitely like to hear more about the Galaxite because I have one piece, but I still haven't worked with it. So I just can't wait to hear your point about this wonderful stone. Okay, thank you, Krista.
Thank
Caroline,
you.
my sister, hi.
Hi, Slavi.
How are you? You look amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
So, what are you going to talk about? What we are going to share us?
Oh, today I'm so excited to be here because I want to talk about three different ways in which crystals have helped me transform my life because I know that many people will sort of resonate with some of these things and then they'll be able to see how they can also get that kind of transformation or even better in their own lives. So it's really exciting to be here today with all of you guys because it's more time.
That would be wonderful to hear because I went through a transformation this year. So I would be definitely loving to hear your story, with the three ways of changing the form your life with the crystal. So I just can't wait.
Yeah, yeah.
Eddie, sweetheart, hi. How are you today?
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Just a great day today to meet you. So what are we going to talk about today?
I'm going to talk about selenite today.
Oh, that's great, selenite.
It's one of my favorites, and I use it a lot for different things. So, yeah, that was the first one that came to mind, and it's the one that I use most often.
Oh, I just can't wait to hear your story about the selenite. So, okay, let's move on. Maha, hi, sweetheart.
Hi
Hi, this
everybody.
is her first hangout with us. So, what you are going to talk with us about?
Thanks so much for having me. I'm going to talk about crystal oracle cards
Yes.
and how I use them and why they're important to me and what I think about them. And then I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different ones that I have. And that's it.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really interesting. We never had a topic about the crystal oracles in our conversation, so it's going to be definitely great to hear. Thank you so much. Morningstar,
Thank you.
hi.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Hi, sweeties.
Hi.
Hi. What are
I
you gonna?
love you.
We love you too. What you're gonna talk about with us today?
I have a beautiful emerald love story. It's kind
Wow.
of dramatic, but
hmm
very symbolic and amazing things that happened to me. True story.
Wow.
Wow, it's interesting. I never connected emerald with love. So
What?
I don't know. I always
Oh,
connected it.
yeah, that's the greenest. It's so green, heart chakra green. It's really good for
mhm.
love and money, abundance.
It makes
That
sense
helps.
because it's the green, the Anahata chakra. So it's going to be really interesting to hear about that. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Plamena,
Hi.
hi. She's my wonderful friend from Bulgaria. I am so proud that I had the opportunity to meet her in person. She's a wonderful, cute thing, and I just can't wait to hear what she's gonna talk about. Plami, hi.
Bobby. Hi
How are
everyone.
you? I'm fine here. Great. You?
I'm perfect. Thank you very much for having me with you.
Great. What you are gonna talk about today?
I will be talking about the common properties of crystals in the physical, material sciences and the spiritual sciences and
Oh, that's
or
going to be interesting. Spiritual, physical, it's going to be really interesting to hear. So, well, thank you so much, sweetie, and we're just looking forward to hear your point. So, I'm going to start with the first person, Maha. Maha,
Okay,
are
thank
you
you
ready to
again.
give? Are you ready to give us your piece of wisdom?
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Thank
So,
you.
we are listening to you now.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to talk about crystal oracle cards and decks and why I use them. You know, sometimes people ask me, why would you use a crystal oracle deck if you could just use crystals? Like, why use the cards when you can actually use just the crystals to do divination or to meditate with? And to me, this is what I say. I think crystals are, to me, they're messengers. They always have something to tell me if I meditate with them or tune into them. And sometimes people receive messages from crystals directly, or they go and read about them, like in a book. And if they do that, well, those are the messages we get collectively, or we've gotten collectively over throughout history about each crystal. And you know, for example, like we hear of pink tourmaline standing for forgiveness, and then rose quartz for unconditional love. So those typical things, those messages, and then sometimes we get more messages from them working with me over time, getting to know them, personal messages. And then oracle decks, if you've ever seen any of my videos, and if you know me, you know that I love oracle decks because I just love art, and I love pictures, and I'm very visual. And I love working with my hands, like shuffling the deck. I feel like it's really meditative. And oracle cards are messengers too, because we get messages from our higher self, from the divine, from spirit. So to me, crystal oracle decks are perfect because they combine the energy of crystals as messengers with oracle cards, which are messengers too. And so when you're using an oracle deck, you're using a lot of your different senses. You're using your visual sense, you're using your sense of touch, shuffling the card, your mind is getting stimulated, emotions are stimulated, so you're using all these different senses. And then with crystal oracle cards, when you shuffle them, if you get like a card, for example, you have this beautiful image here, this is rose quartz, beautiful card, then you can actually go and grab the actual crystal. So then you're physically also contacting that part of yourself too. So it's like a physical, visual on top of that with the cards. I think that really works well together. Even if you don't have the cards, I think it's really great because even if you don't have the crystal, because you can get to know a crystal that you may not have ever thought about. And because oracle decks usually come with really good guidebooks. And the guidebooks are informative. They teach you about the crystals, and you read about the author's insight about what they found working with the crystal. So I find it kind of expands your mind working with crystals and crystal oracle decks together. And you can find so many different decks out there. There are so many beautiful ones, and the photographs. Like I'm going to show you some of the ones that I have here. Look at this one. This is Snowflake Obsidian, of course. And the photographs are so amazing. You know, these artists, these photographers, have taken their time, really spending time with these beauties, these jewels, and then showing them, presenting them to us in really creative ways. For example, this one here, this is a deck I have called the Crystal Overture in Agreement. And by the way, all of these I've done on my channel, I've talked about, except for one of them. And this is great because we have like kaleidoscopes. We have these images of crystals made into sort of mandala, and they're made for meditation. And the messages I get with these cards are super strong. Like I even have dreams, more vivid dreams when I work with these cards. If I work with them in the evening, and then I set them on my altar with actual crystals, and it really like the energy just emanates. It almost like amplifies the energy, you know, in a way. They have a way to do that. I actually feel like the crystal oracle decks are really accurate. Like, there was a time I was going through a lot of changes in my life, and all the cards that I was getting from different decks when I was shuffling different decks, I always got changing, cycle, it's attuning to your cycle. And then with this crystal deck that recently, I shuffled, and the very first card I got was Moonstone. And of course, Moonstone can teach us about the cycles of the moon and attuning to our own cycle. This is from this book, crystal reading cards from this deck. Anyway, and then you can also get decks like tarot decks, which are crystal tarot decks. And that's great because if you're learning about the tarot system, this is another way to engage your mind with it. I have one that's the Tarot of Gemstones, and it's really great because there's 78 cards in tarot, so that's a lot of crystals you're working with, and look at this beautiful imagery. That's rhodonite. Isn't that gorgeous? And then you have such beautiful
Hey, Sharon.
Sharon. More vivid dreams when I work with these cards because I work with which actual crystals are really
I lost the connection. Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Maja, you can proceed. Maja, proceed.
I actually feel like the birds one bird in my life. All the cards I was getting from different other decks. So I always do something wrong.
Someone has feedback.
Right now, I can't talk because I'm hearing myself. You guys hear me?
Yeah, there's feedback.
Oh, that's what it is. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Does somebody
Yes. That's Sharon. Sharon?
Do you have your
Sharon?
cell phone on? Or?
Sharon, Maja will proceed now, and after Maja, I will introduce you, okay?
Okay,
it's not
baby.
a problem. Okay, sweetheart.
I'm just checking to see if the sound.
Yes. Maja?
I'm gonna say, I'm finished. Yeah. That was my speech. Thank you so much for listening. And I don't know if you guys use Oracle decks yourself, like Crystal Oracle decks, but I highly recommend it because
I have one.
Morningstar has a crystal oracle.
I have the Angel Gemstone Oracle cards, and they're just so great. I love them so much. I agree.
I don't know that one, actually. I've never seen that one. That's a nice one.
Maja, go on. It's interesting to hear you.
I'm happy you guys because I hear a whole bunch of different voices when I talk. Yeah. Carry on. Let's carry on. Tell me to stop when I have to stop because I don't really know what's happening. I can't hear myself. I mean, I hear myself and I hear a bunch of different sounds. Okay, so I was saying the bird cards. I was showing this card for you, especially Slavi, because I know you love malachite. That's a beautiful one. So I love birds, by the way, and the Oracle deck is full of birds and crystals. So the energy of birds as messengers, because we know that throughout ancient history, birds were always messengers. So this is really great because it's combining the messages of the birds and the messages of the stones in one. So I think this is so interesting because it's so creative when you think about it. How you can put crystals and use them in such different ways through art. Because crystals are art, I think.
Well, I definitely agree. This was great. What you said about this. Maja? Okay, when you use oracle cards of the crystals, can you definitely feel the same energy of the card and the crystal it is about?
Can I use the energy through the card?
Mm-hmm. So you use the energy of the card, which is the crystal of. But this is the same when you use the crystal on a card with a real, you know, when you touch the real crystal.
It's definitely not the same because, of course, when you're physically in contact with the crystal, it's beyond words, beyond images. I mean, that's just something like a real experience, right? But I think with cards, it's more of maybe more psychologically you're with the image, more emotionally perhaps engaging with it. And if you are someone who is used to working with crystals and know crystals well, then I think you can resonate with the crystal as if it's there. Because sometimes even when we're meditating, we can imagine the crystal, we can send out the energy of the crystal to a certain area, to a certain person. I think it engages your imagination, which is really important, right? It helps our guys.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting because I never felt, I mean, even from a picture, I always had a difficulty to feel the energy of the crystal, and it is, it is in a Rio. So, but everybody heard me. But I have a question. So you can still feel definitely then the energy of the crystal even on a picture, right?
I think I can if it's a good picture.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Some images I can really engage with, some images not so much. And with some images, for example, I showed this one. It's really great because you're really going into the crystal, like your eyes focused, like the lens of the camera focused. For me, as an artist also, because I am an artist, I can look at the crystal in a different way that perhaps I wouldn't have with my own eyes. So it's another lens. It makes it another interesting, adds an interesting touch to it. You know what I mean?
Wow. Well, that was definitely great. That was definitely great, sweetheart. And thank you so much for your insight about your topic, and definitely very, very educational, I love it.
Practice. I think working with images, you just get better with time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, that was great to hear, sweetie. So, okay, the next, before I introduce the next person, I want just to say that Sharon just joined our hangout here after so much interruptions, how the computers are. How, sweeties? Hi. Oh, but yeah, but you have to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you right now. So I want to ask you, before I proceed on the next person, what we are going to talk about of this hangout. What is your topic?
Well, my topic is how I got over cancer through crystal healing and positivity.
That's wonderful. So I will proceed with the next person because, I just put the order. So I will make you talk after Krista. Is that okay?
That's okay. Whenever you
Okay, okay. So,
Shana is here.
So, I proceed now with Carrie. Hi, Carrie.
Hi.
So, we just can't wait you to teach us about the selenite. So,
yes. I wanted to talk about the selenite because it's actually a stone that I first started using when I began really getting into crystals and healing, and it's a crystal that I use on a daily basis for many things. I love it because it is such a high vibrational stone, and it's so angelic to me, and it's just so clearing and loving, and it's so many things. It's protective. So I use it, like I said, for clearing. When I'm doing a crystal healing session, I will actually clear energy. I have a big wand that I use. I have a few of these that I will use to sweep someone's energy to clear them first before I begin to heal. I also use this wand or a similar, maybe smaller one during readings when I do some angel tarot readings. And I love those cards, by the way, because I read the angel cards, and those oracle cards are awesome. I think that's going to be my next deck, the Crystal Oracle. So I'll use a piece of selenite. Usually I'll put it on the table in between myself and the client, and you know, all around. It kind of just brings in and helps to bring in that good energy, and to clear out any unwanted energies. So I have the rough wand, and then this one I use for myself. Actually, this is good for everybody to know. If you're out in an area like a mall or a crowded situation or any situation at all where there's a lot of other energies around, when you get home, you can sweep yourself. You know, just give yourself a little sweep all over. Sweep your aura, sweep your energy field, and just go intuitively with what you feel needs to be cleared. A lot of times people get into their head and go, well, I don't know, where should I do it, or how do I know? Well, just take your mind out of it and go with how you feel. If you feel that this area may need a little more, then do it, you know. Sweep, and then I kind of just will shake down and put it into Mother Earth. So I'll use this for, you know, personal sweeps. I also have the sphere, which is gorgeous. And this I usually will put near an altar, or if I'm making a crystal grid, if I'm trying to, you know, form a grid for whatever reason, I'll have this somewhere near the grid just to, again, bring in that high vibration angelic energy. And I have the heart, which I love, because I love hearts. It's so yummy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah, I love it. So anyways, occasionally I will use this during healing sessions, but for the most part, I just have her hanging around me somewhere, usually close. Just have her sitting around. And then also, this is an awesome idea that I wanted to share with everybody. I have this little piece of selenite here that I keep in my wallet. And the reason why I keep it in my wallet is because when you put money in your wallet, money exchanges a lot of hands and has different energies attached to it. So I'll put this little piece in my wallet, and my new money that comes in that's next to it, so it'll clear any energies, you know, that are on it, any unwanted, I hate to say negative energies, any unwanted energies. So I'll use that for the wallet, little wallet piece. So yeah, there's many uses for selenite. I have it around my bed. I have a lot of windows around my head, so I'll keep some selenite and also some tourmaline in the windowsills just to keep unwanted energies out. You know, you may have a situation in your bedroom like I do where you can't really move the bed, and it's not an ideal situation to have your head near windows with all energies. You know, if you want to look into the feng shui aspect of things also, it's all energy. So I'll keep a few in my windows and just around the room, wherever you intuitively feel, and it just lightens the vibration. You can use it too. Also, some people use their selenite to clear their other crystals. Like, say, if you have a crystal bracelet or whatever, you can lay it on the selenite to clear. I personally don't use it for that. No specific reason. I just prefer to smudge my crystals and then put them out in the moon and sunlight to, you know, energize and clear. So I don't particularly use it for the jewelry, but you can. You can use it for anything, clearing of anything. And this is another reason why I love it. it's self-clearing. You don't need to clear the selenite. So, you know, you do, however, need to set it out for some charging every once in a while. It's never a bad thing to put it out to the moon and the sun and get full charged. But I just love it. It's just an all-around crystal. So that is my selenite.
Carrie, I have a question about the selenite. How many types of selenite you particularly you can tell because I heard that the desert rose is type of selenite.
That what?
So is all the types of selenite working the same, or they have just because of their type they have a different energy, or?
Well, I think that every stone may have a different type of energy according to the shape.
Mm-hmm.
You know, according to, like, if it's sphere or heart or whatever. Everything carries a different energy according to the shape. For me, with selenite, I just feel pretty much the same vibration, the same high vibration. I started just like really buying up tons of selenite when I was craving it, almost like you crave food. And I even have like a little necklace that I have that I wear. I forgot to bring that into the video, but yeah, I just was craving selenite. So it is my must-have, go-to stone. If I had to get rid of everything, or if I had to choose one, let's say I was going on a show like The Amazing Race and you can only pick one thing to come with you, it would be selenite.
Wow, that's wonderful story you told us. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, it's so great. This selenite is one of my favorite crystals too. So I use it to charge my oracle cards. I use it to cleanse my crystals most of the time.
Yes.
You know, I use it for transforming the cosmic energy to me and healing, because selenite is really angelic crystal. So
yeah,
thank you so much about your insights.
You reminded me. I also, when I read my cards, I'm also tapping my selenite on my cards to clear
Yeah, I
the
use the
energy.
same cards, by the way, right now. Yes. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for
You're
your
welcome.
insights.
Thank you.
So the next person is the person who inspired me a lot into the crystal world, you know, and she's amazing. She's one of the gurus of the crystal world today, and she has a really impressive body of work. So, hi, Caroline.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, my sweet sister. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for organizing this hangout.
Yes, well, you're welcome. What are we going to talk about today?
I want to talk about crystals and how they help to transform my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this subject is very important to me because I can remember for the last so many years of my life, I was in a really, really bad place. And it's after I got introduced to crystals that maybe, let me say for sure, in 2013, that I began to feel a sense of happiness in my life. So I feel that the process of working with these crystals and how they transformed my life is very, very important to me. And I want to share this because I feel like there's so many people who ask me questions about how crystals transform lives or how they can work with crystals. And sometimes it's easy to miss the point. And people kind of think that, well, it's just having the crystal that's going to do the magic. Not realizing that behind that, there's a lot of work that goes on, you know? Like there's a lot of inner work, working with your thoughts, working with your mind, working with your memory, working with your body, that goes on in this whole process of working with crystals. Because they come into your life and then you begin to know a certain crystal, understand what the purpose of a crystal is. And then based on that, there's this whole aspect of, now that I'm working, for example, with a rose quartz, and I know that rose quartz is about love. How do I love myself? So the inner work is always very, very important. because so many people are really in dark places. And when you get a rose quartz, it's just not going to magically transform your life. You'll have to sort of go back into your life and kind of see the things that are really there stopping the love from coming into your life. I think it's a very, very important process for people to understand. Like doing that inner work, you know, getting the things in your life out, those things that make you not feel loved, making sure you're doing the work, eliminating the things that make you feel unloved, and then allowing for love to come into your life. So that's one way that crystals help you. The rose quartz, the pink energy. How much more pink energy can you bring into your life? If you're feeling anxiety, for example, about a situation, the inner work to do the anxiety is so important to eliminate the sources of those kinds of anxiety. That's when you really, really begin to enjoy the healing properties of things like, you know, of crystals. You understand the crystals you have, what are the purposes of the crystals you have, listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your emotions, check your thoughts, make sure that you're really aligning yourself. Otherwise, sometimes you're going to miss the benefits of working with crystals. So really, inner work is important. It's a devotion, it's a dedication, it's a discipline. And then when you do these things in your life, I tell you, I was in such a horrible place and I was willing to do whatever was necessary to make sure that my life was really back on point. So crystals really helped me to heal myself. I cannot even believe the person that I am today, because I'm 43 years old right now. And I tell you the truth, until I turned 40, my life was in the dumps. I was in the most horrible place. I was the saddest person ever. But when I started working with crystals and doing my inner work, seriously doing my inner work, I was not compromising. And I'm serious like that. My life really, truly, totally began to transform. So those people who are working with crystals as a healing tool, I truly, truly recommend you to go 100% in the direction of your life, in the direction of your happiness, in the direction of your joy. So that's the first thing. Inner work is so important. Don't feel any kind of way, because I know some people are afraid of doing inner work. They're afraid of the process. But if you don't do the process, I tell you, you don't get the sunshine. So just be willing to just, you know, choose your life, choose your joy, choose your happiness. So that's the first thing I want to say about the transformation process of working with crystals. They'll teach you a lot. The second thing I want to say is that, you know, when you start working with crystals, your awareness expands. You know, you begin to expand into knowing a lot of things. And then synchronicities begin to happen in your life. Then you begin to get into other kinds of esoteric things, other kinds of metaphysical things. Working with crystals, if you go out maybe to a metaphysical store, you'll find people maybe who are talking about, or if you go to a metaphysical event, for example, when you go looking for crystals, you'll find astrologers, right? You'll find people who are into the tarot. You'll find people who are into all kinds of spirituality. So the crystals really bring a lot of expansion of the mind and cause you to meet people who are into other spiritual subjects, energy healing, Reiki, whatever it is, that cause you to expand. So I want to say another thing that really helped me to expand once I started working with crystals was to allow myself to go into all these different layers of understanding who I was. So it wasn't just working with crystals. It was so much. Now that I'm working with crystals, they introduce another layer of information to me. Then suddenly now I'm into astrology. It expands me. It broadens the conversation. Then you're into the tarot. Then it expands you. It broadens the conversation. Then you're into other kinds of, you know, alchemy and different kinds of mysticism that was once held away from you. Then you begin to know yourself and you're suddenly expanding. And then you're beginning to understand things on a multi-dimensional level. It's just not about the crystals anymore. It's crystals introducing you to different layers of yourself. So you begin to expand your consciousness. Suddenly there's synchronicity here, synchronicity there. That's really asking you to go wider. Because when you're working with crystals, you're not only limited to the crystal itself, it opens you up to learning more about yourself, learning more about your psychic senses, beginning to listen on many levels, beginning to expand into other subjects, so you are a totally whole and complete person. So the crystals will really help to expand you and bring you into a wholeness and bring you into a space where you can you totally change, you totally shift if you're willing. And we must be willing to do the work. We must be willing to go into those areas and not close ourselves off. So even crystals, like the people we have on this hangout, this is what connected us. We met, we expanded ourselves, and it's just such a beautiful, loving family. So it really opens us up to connections. Because of crystals, we are all connected right now. Had it not been for these crystals, we would never have been together as a group. So crystals expand you on multidimensional levels. They open up your awareness on so many levels. They introduce new topics, new people, new events, new subjects into your life. So when you start working with crystals, you'll never ever be the same if you choose not to be ever be the same. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the fact that when I started working with crystals, I started observing my life. I started to notice how I was changing. I used to be a certain way before, but working with crystals made me become more aware of how much more of a loving person I was becoming. This is the intention of the crystals, to raise our vibration, to raise our consciousness, to raise our awareness, and make us remember that we are loving, loving beings. We are loving, loving lights. So my perspective on working with crystals is every day when I work with the crystals, when I see the crystals that are around me, I ask myself the question, what is the footprint that I'm leaving right now in the world? How much light am I shedding in my life? Am I being a much more loving person? Are the crystals proud of me? All the things that they teach me, the things that they've taught me, every day when I go out into the world, I want to be a rose quartz. I want to be a fluorite, you know, to help people align themselves based on the understanding that I have of my crystal. I want to be this spiritual person. I want to be this person who can communicate from my throat chakra. You know what I'm saying? The crystals taught us teach us very many things. And at the end of the day, when someone looks at me, am I a much better person? I think that's really one of the things that is very important to me now. Who am I right now as a result of all the things that the crystals have taught me? As a result of the work that I've done with the crystals, who am I today? You know, what do people perceive me as today? You know, what kind of person am I being every time I enter into an environment? I'm a crystal lover. I'm a crystal being. I'm a spiritual person now. What is the footprint that the crystal is leaving in my life? So, or what is the footprint that I am leaving in another person's life? So the third and final way, although there are so many ways, the third and final way that crystals have helped me is to remember that I am a crystalline being. I am a crystal and I'm here to bring light. And every time and every day I go out into the environment, this is really the message. Who am I in this moment? How much have I changed? I truly have changed, and really it is all right now about love, the crystals are showing us, the love, the light the world is showing us, and who we really are. So those are the three important things. I hope that people can observe themselves or their own lives and see how far they have come and how much they have changed. So this is the conversation for today. Thank you.
Oh my God, this was a wonderful. What you just say, you know, I have the same experience like you do, you know, and I certainly you shared about that. So thank you so much, Caroline. You know how much you're such a light, pure being, and I just love just the way you teach us and give us this great wisdom. Thank you so much about your story. So the next person I'm gonna present is Krista. Hi, Krista. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Great, I'm doing well. I have been enjoying everything that everyone has been sharing on this Hangout. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Yes,
so thank you so much.
Everybody's just amazing today. The topics are just wonderful. You know, I'm just rounding into this beautiful conversation. So what you're going to talk about today?
So I'm going to talk about my experiences with Galaxite gemstone this past week and just share a little personal story about healing. Since this situation happened to me this week, it's still really fresh, so I thought I would talk about it. And I wanted to talk about Galaxite gemstone because it's a little bit of an unusual one that is fairly new in the crystal world. Now I'll show you the piece that I have. This is a wand, and I don't know if the light on the camera is going to pick it up, but it's a dark blue background, and then it has flecks of blue and turquoise and green.
It looks like pneumite a bit.
It looks like pneumite, and it kind of looks like labradorite. Here's a piece of labradorite. If you can
Yes.
kind of see that blue-green flash,
Yes.
this is what the Galaxite has, but in little tiny sparkles all over it. And it's really beautiful. So this particular stone is also called Galaxite, and in some books you'll see it written as Galaxite, but Galaxite technically is a different gemstone. So the one that I'm talking about is technically Galaxite. And it was discovered in 1995 in Quebec, Canada. So it's a Canadian gemstone. And I'm from Canada too, so it's kind of nice to work with, you know, a more local gemstone. And what I really love about this is that it's just so beautiful to look at. It's just got all of those brilliant flashes of color. It's amazing. So what happened to me this week was I had a moment where I turned my neck and I felt this intense pop in my neck and intense pain, and then my entire neck seized up and I couldn't move it. And I was in so much pain, and this was getting up first thing in the morning, and I had a really busy day ahead of me, and I thought, oh no, what just happened to my neck? I can't even move and I'm in so much pain. What am I going to do? And I tried to quiet my mind, which is hard to do when you're experiencing intense pain, but I tried to calm my mind and just say, okay, what can I do for myself in this moment before I start my day, and what can I do to help myself? And two things came to my mind. One was a crystal, and the second thing was a more practical thing, was to alternate cold and heat on my neck to loosen it up. So the crystal that came to me when I quieted my mind and just tuned into my crystal collection was the Galaxite. Now the funny thing is, I got this Galaxite wand 2 years ago and didn't work with it until I had this neck issue come up. So it's just been sitting in my crystal collection. When I saw the crystal, I loved it. But I was like, when I saw it, I thought, I'm going to get it. And then I thought, no, I put it down. I'm going to get it. No, I put it down. And I was going back and forth in the store. Should I get it? Should I not? Should I get it? But my intuition was screaming, get the gemstone. So I did. I took it home, and then I didn't work with it for 2 years. So it's kind of interesting how crystals come to us, and sometimes we don't know why. Sometimes we don't work with it. Sometimes we might gift it to someone else, or it just might sit quietly and patiently in our crystal collection until the time comes where we need to work with it. Now, I took the crystal, after I did the heat and the cold, I took the crystal out, and I held the crystal, and I just tuned in to the Galaxite, and I said, okay, you know, how is it that we can work together to bring about healing for my neck pain? And what came to me was a flash of insight, just like those little flashes in the stone, that this particular stone is really good for working with stress-related illnesses. And there's a little bit of folklore with the stone that it is said that angels have gifted this stone to humanity to help humans and people to deal with stress-related illnesses of modern day. And then I got an aha moment in that little flash of insight there, where I was very super busy. I have been overworked and having long work days, and then all of a sudden this neck issue happened, and I wasn't taking very good care of myself and being diligent in balancing my work schedule. So I had a lot on the go and was getting stressed out, not so much about the work itself, but I was just getting stressed out because I was doing things at a fast pace, and I was just working these really long days, even though that the work was really good. And then this neck issue happened, so I felt that there was a relationship there of having an imbalanced work schedule and then having the stress of that in my neck. So what I did was I set an intention to the gemstone to clear any negative energy or stress states that was being held in the tissues of my neck. So any type of stress or emotions that were in there. So I took the wand and just very gently at my neck, just move the wand in circles, just very, very, very gently, and with the intention that the gemstone was just pulling out all of the stress states from that. And I began to feel better. Now, I also believe that it's good to work holistically with crystals as well. So doing massage therapy, chiropractics, you know, seeing a doctor to get it checked out, working with the crystal and the gemstone. And then what Caroline said was also super important. So I'm just going to touch upon that point again. of what she said is you need to do your personal work. So I really needed to take a look at my schedule, my work schedule, and how much hours I was working in the day, and I had to make a change there. Because if I don't make a change in my imbalanced work schedule, then chances are I could run the risk of actually creating more neck pain. Or possibly what can happen is that the neck pain will linger, it will kind of heal, and it will flare up again. So it's really important that I made changes. So I had a really busy schedule like the next day, and I looked at that schedule and I said, you know what, nope, I have to cut back on some of this. So I changed my schedule, I cut back on the amount of hours that I worked, I gave myself some more personal time, more time for rest, for peace, getting out into nature, enjoying the healing energies of nature, doing more meditation, and just having more time for rest, relaxation, and also fun. So that's very healing too, right? So once I started making those changes as well, then the neck pain really started to also shift in a deeper way, and it started to dissipate, and I'm actually feeling really good. I couldn't even turn my neck, so I can turn my neck both ways, and I couldn't tilt my neck back at all, and now I've got full range of movement there. So, you know, I had quite a bit of relief working with this crystal, and even working with this crystal, I got all of those flashes of insight as well of what changes I need to make in my life to promote better health and well-being. Now, what I also love about this particular gemstone is that it also helps to get in touch with any vulnerabilities that I had to stress and help to heal those vulnerabilities and also to strengthen my aura so that I could also deal with life and any little challenges that might pop up in a more calm and relaxed way without getting too stressed out. So I worked with the Galaxite stone and I just held it to the top of my crown chakra, pointed down, and I just imagined that all of those brilliant colors of greens and blues and turquoises just went into my aura and just strengthening and healing my aura and any vulnerabilities that I had to stress, just so that I was strong, bright, and vibrant. And also, to me, the color green is very healing and very rejuvenative. So I just imagined that my aura and my body was like a sponge, just absorbing all of that rejuvenating energy to strengthen me. And then I had another flash of insight in that moment of other activities that I could do in my life that would also bring me that sense of rejuvenation. So that's how I've been working with the Galaxite stone this week.
Krista, can I ask you something? Okay, since the Galaxite, you know, is having these flashes like the labradorite, what do you think of the combination of the Galaxite, a labradorite, and numite? Can it enhance the energy of working with Galaxite?
Yeah, to me, all of those stones are very similar, yet very different. So for me, it's almost like, in my opinion, this is like an order of progression. It's like labradorite is kind of the first stone, and then Galaxite, and then numite. And in that order, there's a refinement of energy. So I feel like the numite has more refined energies than the Galaxite. The Galaxite has more refined energies than the labradorite. And I experimented for myself, and over a 3-week period, I worked with very diligently. I was working with the labradorite, and then after a week, I switched also to the Galaxite. Like, I've been working with all 3 of these stones this week just to see what the difference was, and also turning into the numite. I know that like a few months back I was working with numite, and I felt a lot of refined energies and a lot of shifts. And I feel, to me, like in a stepwise motion, working with those 3 stones can be really beneficial. So I've been trying them out, all 3 this week, just really diligently working with this one the past week, and then switching to labradorite. I've been sleeping with the labradorite under my pillow to see what that was like as well during this process. And then I sat with numite in meditation. And so I do like the healing properties of all of them. They are all similar, but they each are more refined to the next stone. So if you want to refine your personal development, I would then which to work with the Numite if I wanted to refine that personal development a little bit more and go a little bit deeper. But that's just my experience. That might be different for someone else working with them. So yeah, I've pulled out the Numite. I've got the Labrador under my pillow currently, and then I've been working with this one the most this week. So it's been good.
Oh, thank you so much. This was a great answer. So thank you so much, Krista, for your insights about Galaxy. It was definitely really interesting to hear this, you know. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah.
Flamena?
Hi.
Hi, my Bulgarian friend. How are you feeling now?
I feel great. You are all wonderful, and I loved your stories. Actually, I just want to say that my little selenite desert rose loves you all, and I have pretty similar story about how I use it. And my rose actually very much likes being part of tarot card readings. So maybe it's something about it that just wants to hang around. Um, this rose is one of my very first crystals I ever got as a kid, because I've been working consciously with crystals only for a couple of years, but I have two clusters. This is the second one, and I got them maybe when I was between 5 and 7 years of age. But they've been waiting for me very patiently in my room, um, working only as candle holders for a while. But while I was in high school studying mathematics and physics, um, I got interested in geometry and what is now considered to be sacred geometry. And I've been studying it a lot. And for the last 2 years, the crystals have been part of my journey there. And people ask me, why are you so interested in crystals? Because we know they are applied in current technology, and we've been studying about them a lot in different ways. And my answer usually is that what we know about crystals as material physics, how they are applied in spiritual work, is basically pretty much the same, because there are three major properties of crystals that are valid in both contexts. That they have a repeating pattern which is unchangeable, and they maintain it always once they are formed. The other one is that their frequency is very stable, and you cannot change it. But they can amplify energy and have effect, which basically means that they convert mechanical energy to electrical energy and vice versa. So these three properties are valid if you talk to someone who is and someone who is into spirituality, and these things are not contradictory, but they are complementary. In this way, we can use it in all of our spheres of life, whether it's material or spiritual. So my little clusters and the other crystals I have been waiting for me to start looking more into them. And I'm pretty much a student yet, and all of you are my teachers, and I use you as my resources. So thank you very much for having me, and it was very nice to be with you. Thank you.
So, let me just unmute myself. Okay, thank you so much, Pramana, for your insights about the crystal properties. It was definitely really interesting to hear and something to talk about more with you. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Suavito.
You're welcome. So the next person, Morning Star, are you ready?
Yes.
So what are you going to talk about today?
So I have an emerald love story to tell you guys, and it's been part of my spiritual and journey in life, and it's full of synchronicities, and I'm just so excited to tell you about it. It's a really cool story. So, also, I just want to, before that, I want to say, I love you, everybody. It's so good to see you, and it's really hard to listen and not respond to everything you're saying because I resonate with so much of what has already been said today. And all of you, there's a huge reason where we've grouped together, and we have a lot of similarities. It's really nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so I always tell everybody, I'm a double Taurus, and that's an intense sign. And Taurus is ruled by Venus. And some cultures, Venus is called the morning star. So it's a coincidence, it's a synchronicity that I was even named this at birth. And I'm very much oriented in love. I love love. I love to focus on love. I'm very Venus oriented. I have a lot of placement in my chart with Venus. And my whole life, I think I wanted an emerald. My whole life I wanted emerald. I thought it was so beautiful, but I think it has something to do with the Wizard of Oz. You know, the movie and the story, the books, when they're journeying, they're all journeying, they make friends along the way, and they finally get to the Emerald City, and everyone loves you, and everyone pampers you, and everybody takes care of each other. The Emerald City seems to me like how life should be. Right? So, anyways, in the year, okay, it's hard for me to not add a lot of detail because this story is actually over a long period of time. But I want to start out by saying that I had a difficult childhood. There were many traumas and heartbreak, even from a very small age. I feel like I was born with a very large, big heart, but also I was born with a broken heart. I had heartbreak from the very beginning of my life. And always love and friendship and relationships. I would go boy crazy at a really young age. I was crazy for love. And that's typical of a Taurus, too. But I always wanted an emerald. I always thought the Emerald City was so great. Anyways, so in the year 2007, 8, and 9, I had found myself in a situation where I was living with a boyfriend who seemed like very appropriate for me in the beginning. He seemed perfect for me. We're sort of twins. He was a bit older. He was 9 years older. And we moved in together. And when we did, it was like Jekyll and Hyde. It was like, oh my God, what have I done? He was totally addicted to video games and compulsive talker and was really stuck in his head, whereas I'm super stuck in my heart and my body. Sometimes I'm not that much of an intellectual, but I was attracted to him because it felt we were balancing each other out with the head and the heart. But no, he was very negative. He really brought me down. I mean, when Caroline says she was in a bad place, girl, I know. I was in a really bad place, especially, and it came to a head in that relationship. It was like I felt so stuck in it. I was getting older, and I really wanted to be settled down and getting married and having babies like my friends. But it was, he was draining the life out of me, and he had a lot of neuroses, a lot of neurotic problems, especially with eating, and addicted to the video games. I mean, we never had sex. My beautiful body's going to waste. I'm ruled by Venus. I should be having a lot of sex. And I was really insulted. It was just a terrible relationship, and it was all coming to a head 2007, 8, 9. You know, 9 is a very interesting number because it's like the ending, but it's also the beginning. But this is, I'm telling you, the ending. Anyways, I even had one of my girlfriends, she was a Pisces, sort of psychic. She came over, she did a little reading on me, and she was like, girl, your spirit is hanging outside of your body. I was when I got anorexic, he ruined food for me. I mean, it was just really a terrible, draining situation. And I'm a strong person. Normally, I don't get stuck in relationships that are bad for me, because I'm strong-willed enough to be like, oh, yeah, well, bye. If it's not good for me, bye. Okay, I'll leave. I'll be by myself. I'm strong enough to do that. I love myself enough to do that. Anyways, this relationship was so bad for me. And I went with my mother on a trip up Northern California. There's a place called Crystal Mountain. And she took me to Crystal Mountain, and it was this mountainside covered in snowy quartz. It was so cool. And I meditated. I sat on that snowy quartz. I meditated. I said, okay, if I go back to living into the apartment with this terrible boyfriend, and it's the same, then that's it. You know, this is a telltale sign. If I go back and things are the same, then I really have to do whatever I can to get out. And I went back there, and things were the same. And he was still talking way too much, draining the life out of me, controlling me. I couldn't have friends around. It was awful. And it very much hurting me and my heart. And I felt like I was in this heartbreaking situation for 2 years. I stuck it out. And I think because I was getting older, I still hung on to it. I was still trying to make it work and see if it could be something. And I turned to my crystals because I had been using crystals for healing. I was a massage therapist for several years, and I was using crystals for healing, from learning that from a accident that I had in my childhood. I learned about crystals, and so I turned to my crystals, and I went to the crystal shop, and I found an emerald massage tool. Now it wasn't, you know, a gem quality emerald, but it was very nice regardless. It was beautiful. It had some black inclusions, but it was a stick, you know, with the rounded ends, like a massage tool. And I thought, when I held this, I loved it so much. I loved this emerald that I found at the massage, at the crystal shop. And I felt symbolically that this emerald represented my heart. And I read about it, and it said, oh, it'll help with relationships. It's a crystal. It's ruled by Venus. It's very Venus-oriented. It's going to help love relationships. And I thought, oh, maybe this is what we need to help heal this relationship again. But things were still miserable and bad, and a lot of arguing and a lot of negative energy in my house, which is something I don't normally tolerate. And we decided to go on a little trip together. It was like, you know, to save the relationship, we're going to go on this little getaway to a beach hut and beautiful sunny California beach setting, and I brought my emerald massage tool with me, the one that represented my heart. And we were miserable at this motel. He was still being so negative and still draining like an energy vampire, you know? And it was so draining and awful, and I thought, why aren't we making love? This is terrible. Like, this is such a waste of my life to not be having any sex, not be making love. This is ridiculous. I'm a Taurus. I'm ruled by Venus. I should be making love every day. So anyways, I was using the massage tool. I put it in my lap. He was talking at me, all this negative stuff. I was crying, and he said something that set me off, and I stood up really fast, and the emerald massage tool that was in my lap fell to the floor and broke in half. And I said, oh my God, that's my heart. The crystals they represent different things. And this crystal represented my heart, and there it was, broken half on the floor. I said, that's it. It's over. I didn't even say it out loud, just in myself. I knew because of the symbolism. My favorite crystal at the time, my massage tool, it spoke to me and said, this is your heart, and there it was on the floor, broken in half. I said, okay, this relationship is done. I'm going to stop letting myself die and killing myself, trying to hang on to something that's horrible for me. It was awful. Anyways, so it took a lot to free myself of that situation, and I went through many trials and tribulations to get out of it, and I did it. I was steadfast and constantly working, and I separated from him. And then I still worked with crystals. I did more inner work and was trying to heal, was staying focused on healing. And then Facebook happened, you know, and I started getting more involved in adding people and then joining some groups, and one of them was a spiritual group, and I posted something, and this one guy, he commented, he really liked what I said, or it was something about crystals, I believe, and something in my head said, add that dude. I saw his name, Sean McGregor, and something in my heart, my head said, add that dude right away, really strong. So I did. I added him, and we hit it off. He was into crystals. Slavi, I wish he could be here with this crystal group. Then you wouldn't be the only guy. And he is, you know, sometimes it's kind of rare to find guys that are so into crystals. Like the rest of, like, our group here is a lot of girls, you know, and it's just something. Maybe if you're more balanced in the feminine and masculine, then you're more open to these crystal energies and interested in the crystals. So anyways, Sean and I had a magical union. We fell in love. He lived an hour away from me, so we didn't get to see each other very much, but we made efforts to bond, and we bonded so hard on the crystals. I mean, that's one of our main things. He's my crystal boyfriend. I love him so much, and I'm so glad I found him. And this was after 2012, when a new cycle started, all the planets and the galaxies aligned, and it was a new, you know, the 2012, the ascension and everything, and so they were calling us twin flames, and Sean seemed very much my twin flame or my soulmate or something. And it's interesting because he was 9 years younger than me, or he's 9 years younger than me. That other relationship, he was 9 years older than me, and this one, he's 9 years younger than me. And well, it almost feels like full circle that was the ending and this is the beginning of what has always been so important in my love life. And I always wanted, you know, to heal. I've always had trouble with money and love and the lack thereof, even though I'm very interested in it. I love it. I want to flourish in these two subjects are the most important to me sometimes. And I always have trouble with it. So there we go again. Like, I need an emerald. Emeralds are for love and abundance and manifesting and healing the heart chakra. My whole life it feels like trouble in the heart, and I need to heal the heart chakra. So Sean and I have been through our ups and downs. We spent a whole year together, and then we separated for a whole year. And then we came back together because we realized that we want to be together, that it's meant to be, that it's a beautiful love relationship. And now he lives even farther away from me. He lives 5 hours away from me. But during this time, my parents moved up farther north, and I want to be closer to them. So eventually I'm going to move up closer with him, to him, where he is. But I still had reservations about it, and I'm very protective of myself and worried that, you know, if I love, that I don't want to get my heart broken again. So this past February was Valentine's Day, right? And he got me this beautiful, he gave me this beautiful emerald pendant. Can you see it? It's a beautiful emerald, and it has 3 little diamonds on top of it in the shape of a triangle, okay? Sacred geometry, triangle, I love. And its diamonds are kind of like quartz, where diamonds amplify whatever they're touched. So the diamond's supporting the emerald, and I feel like this is it. This is the beautiful love story of my life. It's taking a long time for us to get together, but I really feel his commitment and devotion to me, giving me this beautiful emerald I always wanted my whole life. And you know, you can set intentions with crystals, and so this crystal is to help balance out all the heartache and money problems I've always had. I think that this crystal is healing my heart, and it symbolizes our relationship, and it's so beautiful. And I'm so grateful to have it. And I like that it has the 3 little diamonds, because diamond is my birthstone, and the next birthstone after that is emerald. It's April and May, so this is like a little spring. It's for springtime. I'm a spring baby. I love the love. You can't see it really, but and I put it on one of my grandmother's, my grandmother that died. It's on her chain, so whenever I wear it, I can be close and feel connected to him, and be close with my grandmother as well. It has my grandma's energy, that she wore a little opal pendant on this chain forever. And it's interesting because emerald is a beryl, and if it's more to the blue, then it would be aquamarine. And I really love that gemstone as well. Aquamarine is so soothing. So I think I really love the beryls, because I also love morganite. It's a pink beryl. And emerald is a green beryl. And emerald's for the heart. It's for healing, just like anything to do with the heart chakra. And there was so many synchronicities. It feels like I'm coming full circle. I finally got the emerald I always wanted since a little girl. And it's interesting because then you invited me to this Google Hangout, and after I decided to tell the emerald love story that I've been experiencing, then I saw all these things come up on posts and web pages about energy coming from the Emerald City. And And then all this Emerald City things are coming at me right now, like yesterday, and not this morning, but yesterday, this week. Since you invited me and I decided to tell you about the Emerald, then I'm getting all these stories about the Emerald City. And really, if you watch that movie again, I just love that part when they finally get to the Emerald City and everybody takes care of them and cuts their hair and pampers them and does all, you know, and sings to them and just appreciates and, you know, heals them. Like, I think that's how life should be. I think that's how a city should be. You go to this city to get healing and take care of you. And that's how I am. I want to take care of everybody. I've been lacking in that department, receiving the care and the love. I just give and give, and I take care of others, and I'm really, so I'm hoping wearing this emerald will help me to finally manifest the love and the care that I've been needing all my life and that I've given a lot of. And so thank you. I know that you all understand my story.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can tell everybody this story, you know, because the average people out there that don't work with crystals and stuff, I've been called crazy a lot in my life, and people don't understand me very much. But I know that you all understand, and so I really appreciate the connection to all of you. I want you to know that I love you so much. And lots of love from my beautiful emerald. Oh, and also the emerald that broke, that was symbolic of my heart, the two pieces, I ended up giving them away to two different people for healing with their heart, because it, you know, it wasn't a massage tool anymore, but it was still a nice, beautiful piece of emerald, two pieces of emerald. So I gave that away, just like I give my love away. But this one I'm keeping. I'm going to keep this emerald. It's my gem quality, and I feel, you know, Taurus is materialistic, and it really meant a lot to me to have a gem quality, special, beautiful thing. But also I'm too conscious of a being, and I made sure it's secondhand. I don't want to partake in the diamond or high quality gem trade, because there's a lot of negative energy behind that. You know, the diamond trade is so evil, you guys, and I didn't want to participate with that firsthand. So I made sure that I told him this is the one that I want, but it has to be secondhand, okay? You have to order it secondhand. And that's how it's going to be. If and when we get married, I have a diamond ring from my great-grandmother, and I have a ruby ring from another grandmother that I want to melt down and fashion to his finger, to a more masculine setting of the ruby, because he's a Cancer and that's his birthstone. So, you know, we talk about all these all of our crystals and gems and stones that we love so much and everything, and we don't talk about the gemstones as much, and I want people to become more conscious of the jewelry that they're wearing. Gold has an energy, silver has an energy, copper has an energy. Copper's energy is Venus, and I like that one a lot. But it's not just crystals, it's elements. All the elements have energy, and you know, you can connect to the green heart chakra energy through a leaf, through grass, through anything. I think, yes, seeing the pictures of the crystals is a good way to connect as well. And I have way too much to say, and I hardly ever get to talk to people. So thank you so much for listening to me. I'm sorry if I took up too much time, but I love you guys, okay? I love you.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your story. It was definitely interesting, you know. You know, when you said about the twin flames, about the age differences, well, John is 20 years older than me, but he's definitely my twin flame.
Yeah.
Definitely, everything
You
with
guys
him
match.
looks like on a magic. Love is the most important
Can I
thing.
also say, I want to say, I'm so glad that you're here in the
That's
States
me.
with us, and welcome to America, and I wish you weren't on the other side of the continent. I
Thank
want to
you.
visit with you so bad.
Thank you.
But I
Well,
love your relationship. You guys are so cute, and I love love. I love relationships. I want that for everybody.
yeah, thank you so much, Morningstar, for your insights about this wonderful emerald story. You know, I love you, girl, and thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Okay. The next person, she's a wonderful mother. She's a wonderful person, wonderful singer, and her wonderful daughter, Sharon and Hashauna. Hi, my sweeties.
There, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can hear you. By the way, she sings like an angel. You guys should check her. Yes, she sings like an angel. So, and Tashana has definitely wonderful drawings. And one day I just want to talk about the Pleiadians with you, you know? Yeah. Yes, because I really want to know more about that. So, welcome and share with us your story.
Oh, first of all, I want to tell you guys how much I love you. I love talking to you, and I tell you, I love you guys so much.
We love you too so much.
I'm in the middle of a Easter dinner right now. See, this is my friend Richard.
Hi.
There's a whole group of people back
wow,
here.
So much funny person around you.
It's so funny. But I said I had to be with my crystal hangout people. I have to be with my people
well,
today.
We appreciate so much your effort to be here with us. So because we are all family, you know, and Easter is such a wonderful holiday we to get together. So share with us your story.
Okay, well, I have been through quite a bit since the last time you spoke to me. I've been through a major transformation. This is the way I feel. From the last time I spoke to you, and I know that some of you have not heard my story, that I had a really rough life, just like Carolina, Morningstar. I had a really, really rough life between the years of 2010 until, well, now I'm feeling much better, but for about 5 years, I was going through a lot of stress. I went through the stress of losing my father, as I told you before. My mother had gotten breast cancer. I went to see her in Atlanta. She had a biopsectomy. That's when they cut off your breast. And at the time, while she was doing that, the doctor turned to me and he says, "You're going to have to check yourself now, kiddo, because it's a possibility that you might have breast cancer too." I said, "Nah, I take good care of myself." Never really ever thought about it, you know. But the next day, after the doctor said that to me, I went and I checked I just touched it to see if there's anything there. And I felt a little lump in my breast. But it was so small, like the head of a pin. I didn't think of it as anything because I had problems in the past, and I've had a lump in my breast in the past, and got rid of it very easy. The doctor said it was nothing, but I thought it just returned. And as the years went on, and I went through all this stress, so my father first got sick, then my mom with the cancer, then my father dies, at the same time having problems with my husband, and then having to go through the death of my father, because my father and I were really, really close, and that really broke my heart, you know. And my husband didn't even come with me to the funeral. All these things just kind of like really stressed me out. And I can feel the stress just triggering, you know, whatever in my body. My body, I can feel the stress and the, I don't know what you want to call it, but it was like an invigorating kind of, I don't know, I can't explain it, but it was very bad stress. And I didn't know how to deal with it. And one day, he just got up and left. And after that, I said to myself, you know, I'm going to have to do something about this. Now that he's gone, I can't leave these kids by themselves. I have 3 kids, mind you. And I said, I'm not going to leave them by themselves. So I went to the doctor, got a biopsy, and the doctor says to me, it's probably nothing. He says, after the biopsy, I'll give you the results in 15, 20 days. I said, oh, great. This is last November 2000. And after I took the biopsy, he called me in 5 days and told me, girl, you better get your butt in here. I got some really bad news for you. I just didn't know what to do. Oh my gosh, what is he going to tell me? I said I still couldn't really relate to the fact that he would actually still say that I had cancer. I said, okay, I'm going to go. Went and he told me, yes, my dear, you do have breast cancer. I was devastated. The first thing that came to my mind were the kids. I said, I don't want to leave them alone. I can't leave them without a mother. And I sat there in the hospital and I just cried. I cried my eyes out. That first day that I heard that I was diagnosed, which was November 4th, 2015. And right after that good cry, when I had that really good cry, it's like a little, I don't know, I've been experiencing this a lot. My inner voice, my higher self, or divine being is constantly talking to me. And you okay, Donna? You're right. Constantly talking to me and said to me, Darren, okay, come on. Now it's time to suck it up. You have to be strong for these kids and you got to get better. You have to get better for them and for you. You know, you can do this. So I was fighting with the fact that I had to take chemo because the doctor said I had to take chemo. But my inner voice kept telling me, you don't have to take this chemo. This chemo is not good for you. You can do this yourself. And I studied, I looked on the internet, saw a lot of doctors. I saw one doctor, a female doctor, that had stage 4 breast cancer. I had one, by the way, one. So it wasn't too bad. When I first felt it, it was like the tip of a pin. When I went to the doctor, it was as big as an olive. As big as an olive. It hadn't really grown that much. I had it for 3 years in my breast. And when I went to the doctor, he said, you're lucky it's not very aggressive. You're lucky that it wasn't very aggressive. If it was very aggressive, you would have been dead already. But for 3 years that I had this in my chest, it didn't really grow very much. You know, so I was very happy and very grateful for that. So I just kept hearing a voice in my head saying, you can do this by yourself, Sharon. You're strong enough to do this by yourself. But then I looked at this doctor with the stage 4 cancer, breast cancer, and she says, you know, maybe, you know, she said she took chemo and on top of that took natural supplements as well. And I said, okay, well then I'm going to try that. It was hard for me to do that. I hate chemo. Oh my gosh. I hate it with all my heart. Chemo is the worst thing that anybody could take, and I don't wish that upon anybody, you know? So as I went on and I was taking the chemo, I have a great friend on this island. Her name happened to be Sharon as well. And she had cancer as well and healed herself. And she told me about all these supplements she gave me a lot of things. I take like hemp oil. I love hemp oil, it's very nice. It makes me very happy. I take frankincense and I rub myself down with frankincense, which frankincense is in the Bible because they anointed people for healing with frankincense oil. So I use it for the tumor and I rub it down every day. And I use a lot of vitamin C. She gave me all of this stuff because I wouldn't be able to afford it by myself. Then she gave me this tea called matcha tea, which is a Japanese green tea. And it actually explodes. It explodes as you drink it every day. So I drink that every day. It's very expensive. It's even gotten more expensive now because, you know, the industry is kind of strange. I think they like to see people sick. They don't want to share any means of getting well naturally. They want you to constantly take chemo. I take that as well, and I also take lemon water and baking soda every day
Yeah.
because a body cannot. Oh, your body cannot. Cancer can't live in your body if it's alkaline. It has to be totally alkaline. Every day I take this, and as I was taking this, I don't know if it was the chemo, but in my mind, my inner spirit tells me that it was everything else that I'm taking. And I got more into meditation. The meditation really helped me. So then I had gotten in touch with this guy. His name is Aldello. Aldello. It's a guy. He has a YouTube channel, and he sells crystals and crystal pendants. But what's special about him is that he has a lake behind his house, and he charges it. He charges each crystal in the water. So he'll ask you, what is your problem? And he'll take those intentions, and he'll charge it, and he'll Reiki energy the crystal as well. So this is what he gave me. It's a danbarite.
What is this crystal?
Danbarite.
Oh.
It's pink. It looks just like rose quartz, if you see.
Like, yeah, like morganite or cunit?
Yeah.
Yes.
More like a rose quartz, because when my children saw it, they said, "Oh, another rose quartz." I said, "No, baby, it's a danbarite." You see this, Christina? Yeah, that's it. Let me see. That's it. Yeah, they have different colors as well. But let me tell you, when I got it was so strong, this danbarite, because when I got it delivered to my house, I live on the second floor. When I got it delivered to my house, the mailman didn't bring it to my door. He just laid it in front of my door. So the morning I woke up, I felt this strong energy, this strong, beautiful energy. I said, where is this energy coming from? I couldn't figure out for the life of me where this energy was coming from and why was I waking up so happy. And I looked out my door, and there it was in a package. I said, this is the reason why. And from that day, I have gotten danbarite. I feel so good inside. And also, I found out that it also helps you to get in touch with your inner intuition. So whatever your inner self is trying to tell you, it helps magnify that. And I tell you, I listen to whatever I'm feeling from the inside. Now, I trust my intuition 120%. I really, really do, just based on this alone. I mean, it's kind of big to carry this around with me, around my neck, but it's so worth it, I tell you. And then he gave me another one, this one. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that?
It has greenish. Oh my God. Oh my God. So beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? So it's a quartz, a selenite that's pasted on the side. I don't know if you can see the selenite. Selenite is here.
Yes.
And then he has a
tourmaline.
Tourmaline.
Yes.
And a peridot, which is my birthstone, on the side. All of these things combined into one. He's also charged this one for me as well. And it gives me such great energy wherever I go, where I know there's a lot of negativity. I always bring it with me. And it just protects me from all the negativity that's around me. And you know, I'm in the type of job, there's a lot of negative energy around me. And this completely blocks everything for me. So these are the things that I use to heal myself. As I'm healing myself, I can feel the tumor going away. The tumor is almost gone. Actually, I don't feel anything. Even the doctor touched my breast, couldn't find anything. He said to me, where did it go? I said, I just bring my own thing. He says, well, it's gone. It's gone. It's out of here. So, but unfortunately, the doctor, when I told them, as of Monday, And I don't know if Carrie's there. Is Carrie there? Carrie, there you go, girl. Let me tell you, this woman is such a beautiful soul. This woman, Carrie and I have been really tight. She's really helped me. You know, she says, you know, Sharon, you can do this. You can stop the chemo. You don't need this. And my inner self is always telling me, I don't need this chemo anymore. I really feel in my spirit I need it. So every Monday I was taking chemo. Last Monday I told them no more. That's it. That is it. I'm not taking it. They said, but you need to continue taking it, Sharon. I said, no, I don't. I can do this on my own. I can do it. And as of last Monday, I don't take it anymore. And I know I can feel so much better because I was so sick from the chemo. Tell them, Shauna. Tell them how sick I was.
Yeah, she was pretty sick. She couldn't even get out of bed. So
I couldn't get out of bed sometimes. I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. You know, as a singer, it started taking away my voice. My nails felt like they were falling off. My toenails felt like they were falling off. All these things. As of Monday, just because I haven't taken it, I feel great. I feel the change already in my body. And also, another thing that I use, I have all my stones here. I'm at my friend's house. I got my, oh yeah, tell them about it.
I don't know. I forgot.
Aragite? What is it? Aragon.
Oh my God, this is organite.
Organite, yes.
Organite, yeah.
The guy that made those crystals for me, he made this for me as a special gift.
Yes, they have the energy, you know, they just create them, which makes the energy. The organite is really interesting subject because I read a lot about this. The organite can really have a huge impact and energy, you know, on people, on group of people, or city, or so on.
It's the energy, I can feel it, you know, and I even tested it. I've even tested it by putting a pendulum around on top of the tree.
It has copper out inside of it. Yes.
It has selenite in there like crazy. It has selenite. It has a quartz, and it has like little gold balls in there.
Yeah, actually, people can make it at home.
He made it right in front of
organite. Yes, yeah.
It's incredible, you know. So and also I remember Carrie was talking about selenite, and I have a selenite wand here as well that I use. So when I come back from my singing, I always I brush off all of the negative energy. I love see. Same here too.
Yes, I have that here.
I'm crazy for this, you know.
Yes.
I brush off all of the negative energy.
A lot of selenite energy today.
Oh, but these are the things that. And my last thing that I want to show you. Where did I put it? You ever heard of a shungite?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shungite.
Yes.
Shungite.
Mm-hmm.
It also has a lot of electric properties too, shungite.
Oh,
yes.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I put this in water for 3 days, let it soak it for 3 days, and I drink the water, and it suppresses my tumor. My tumor stops growing. It just stops everything right in its midst.
Yeah, there is a test on YouTube when they test shungite, you know, and the testers show always the electric magnetic field of the shungite, you know. It is really, really strong.
It's very strong.
Very strong.
All of these things just help me, you know. And this is what I always have this with me. This is the amethyst that Shauna gave me when I first started meditating. This is my good luck charm. I want to be buried with this, but not now. My last thing that I do is this is my amber.
Amber.
Amber is great for drawing diseases out of the body. So I put it in my bra, which appears sometimes that I have 2 nipples, but I'd rather have 2 nipples than no breast at all.
Oh, I just love you.
Well, these are the ways that I'm.
Definitely, I don't know where for that.
Do you know you have 2 nipples? I said, no, that's a long story. You don't want to know about it. But that's what I do, and I'm just continuing doing what I do, and I meditate so much. And I listen to my inner self, and that's the most important part, is to listen to yourself. Listen to your higher self. Your higher self is always correct. And that's exactly, I mean, That's what I do. Now that's my story. So I haven't really gotten a clean bill of health from the doctors yet. Of course not, because they want me to continue on with the chemo. But I've given.
Can I interrupt?
Yes, baby girl.
Can I say something? Just a few minutes ago, that's a wonderful story. I'm so sorry that it's traumatic, and you're right. They want you to be sick, and a lot of factors in our life is making us sick, and so many people are getting cancer, even little babies.
I know.
Which didn't used to happen. But just a few minutes ago, you said my tumor, and I want you to stop saying that. Don't own it like it's your special thing. You know, it was traumatic and it was your tumor, but you can say the tumor because that puts it more in the past, and when you say my, it's really owning it, you know. So I just want you to stop saying my, don't say my tumor.
It's not even there anymore. That's why I don't even know why.
You're done. That's done.
Done.
And you're right. They want to make money off of you, and I'm so glad you're doing the alkaline thing. And I eat baking soda like a crazy person. I love salt.
I do too. Every single day. It's hard, but
Sharon, I just admire you for this bravery. Guys, give her applause for her bravery, for this wonderful story she shared. Sharon, I just admire you. You're such inspiration, you know, and I'm beyond words of the story you just shared. Thank you so much, and I love you, girl. You know.
I love you.
Yeah.
Thank you
So, oh, you're welcome here.
Thank you for listening to this story.
Yeah. So about this hangout, the amazing things that we just covered, wonderful topics together, you know. But my story is about moving to America, and you know, to follow your heart, to follow your intuition, what is best for you, and you know, how far the crystals make you go. Is the crystal able to transform your life and teach you and guide you your journey to becoming evolved, spiritually conscious, and light pure being? The answer is yes. The crystals can help you transform your life, find your path to be free. They are wonderful guides into the journey, and they're with us for a reason. And this hangout showed us 1,000 reasons why the crystals are with us, and they come into our lives because we need them. They are more older than us and more ancient. Listening to their wisdom and guidance can transform us to love, to fight as Sharon did and as Morningstar, you know. And they are modern. They are to be grateful. This is one of the best qualities a human can possess, to be grateful. And being grateful can really make the universe reward you twice for that, you know. And love and gratitude is the best human qualities, as I said, and we must be grateful for what we've got, because love will save the world. And the crystals teaches us to love, to evolve into love, because love is the best energy into the universe. Because while we take the next breath of air, for some people is the last breath, you know. And I want to share that 3.5 years I worked with crystals, and what I learned is to follow your intuition and evolving your mind. Using crystals is one of the most wonderful things happening in my life, that I'm truly blessed to be chosen, you know. And I had very rough times in my life, tough decisions to make, and important steps to take. And sometimes I just doubt, well, it's over. It's just over, you know, because I was on the edge to give up in each situation in my life. And small voice in my head just tell me, no, that's not, you have to think, you know, hey, don't give up. You know, this small voice in yourself, don't give up. Again, Sharon, did you have this voice? Don't just give up. You know, and push a little more, baby, and the rainbow will shine soon for you. And you're just thinking, yes, a rainbow, you know, and the crystals have rainbows, and they shine still, you know. This means that we are crystals. Yes, you know, the putis, the crystal gold, they come from rough putis of developing and cooking under the earth. They are formed under pressure, high temperatures, chemical processes, gases melting, you know, and this is what they make them beautiful and shiny, strong, and despite all the pressure and all times we are beautiful. We shine. Don't you agree with me?
Yes, I do.
No matter what, no matter what rough times you have in your life, this is what develops you. This is what defines you. And we are crystals, you know. And Sharon, you are crystal into development. And just because you have a little more pressure, you know, you shine at the end. You shine a lot because the pressure make you the beautiful crystal you are today. You know. Yes, and you know the crystals are like us. They have personalities, and this is what is very interesting because they have colors and personalities. Some of us, you know, are passionate. We have temper, like the red ruby. Some people are wise and patient, like the agate. Let's say agate. Some people are emotional, expressive, and healers, like malachite. You know, every crystal has this personality. And always left for our imagination and what is resonating with us. You know, and this way we can usually make the best crystal combinations. Yeah. So this was such a change for me, and I had to make a huge step to move to the U.S. to be with the man I love, and you know, the crystal showed me the right path, you know, and they were all the time beside me. I knew I was not alone, and I knew I was safe, and I knew the one thing I had to make is to listen to my intuitions and the crystals, and you know, you can reach your dreams, you can manifest your dreams if you believe into yourself because this is the right path. So the story that I packed them all, you know, when I went to the plane, you know, I had some problems with the, you know, with the customs up there because they just checked my luggage and they saw all these rocks. And I said, yeah, my collection, you know, I had to say something. So, but this is another story. So a week before I leave, I questioned myself a lot and my sanity, and I had doubts if this could work, you know, my moving. And I was consistently afraid of a failure. So I started to meditate more, and I asked natural spirits and guides and angels if I'm on the right path. Because we all sometimes question ourselves, especially when we have to make such a tough decision. So we would last forever with the man I'm moving for, you know, it was hard. I was so anxious. I had a panic attacks. And I had to trouble falling asleep because I needed a sign, a guidance that I'm on the right path. So one night, I just had trouble falling asleep, and the moonlight was just falling from the window exactly into my crystals, you know. And I was staring at my clear quartz because I had such a point of clear quartz there, and the reflection, the rays of the moon, it was calling me. You have sometimes the feeling that the crystal is calling you when you need some guidance.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, and the rays of the moon make it so beautiful. So I stand up and sat next to the crystal, and to enjoy this beauty. The sparkle was so beautiful, you know. So I saw the crystal point, a flower garden, a pond with fishes. The crystal was visualizing my future. Wow. You know, I saw pictures of my life here, and suddenly the moonlight became a little stronger, and I heard the voice. Don't be afraid, my child. I'm with you everywhere you go. Oh. So I don't remember anything after that because I woke up in bed in the morning with a crystal point in my hand. So I knew that I was not alone. I knew I was blessed and protected. I got the answer when I needed it most, and this gave me the fuel to go on. And I knew the spirit in the crystal point gave me something to live for and move on for and fight for. So it was there for me. So yes, the crystal can transform your life. I just trust them and believe in them, and they will show you miracles of life. Don't be afraid to ask to share your secret. They have so much wisdom to show us, but we must show them that we really believe in them, that we embrace them, and then the whole new world will open for you and transform you into beautiful, pure light being. And you emerge with the light to be free and fly, because if you spread your wings and embrace all this beautiful energy from the crystal, you can become a really crystal angel, you know. And that's my story about this. Yeah, I'm such a blessed to be working with these beautiful beings, you know. So Beautiful. It's beautiful
Oh,
and
it's
it's
beautiful.
amazing, you know. So this is my story, and you
Now
know,
I feel that the crystals always talk to you.
the crystals can definitely talk
Oh,
to us like yes, like in intuition, like intention. You know, and some people just tell me sometimes, but how can you talk to rocks? Why you give them so much importance? But it is not about this. It is about how you connect. This is an emotional level. Everything talks to you. The trees, the stone, even a normal stone, regular stone can talk to you. In life, there is no accidents, as Caroline says. No accidents.
yeah, that's true.
Everything comes for a reason. And if you have the eyes to open your eyes for that and you embrace this, it can really make you more spirituality developed. But
Yeah.
that's very important,
Yeah.
very important. So we have to go on with this and we to listen to our intuition and you know that this is the way to win a battle. So your stories were wonderful and proof that in life you have to follow your heart and be brave. Be grateful and love. If you surround yourself with love, this is what you receive.
That's what
It's
I
very
do every day.
important.
I always am grateful for, I always thank the universe for healing my cancer.
Yes. So today is Easter. I want each of you to say what they are thankful for. Let's just be thankful to the universe. Let's just be thankful. Krista, what you are thankful most for?
Each and every moment of every day. I practice love and gratitude throughout my entire day. So I wake up in the morning and I start my day with that. And at night, when I'm laying in bed, the last few moments before I go to sleep, I'm always grateful for everything that has shown up in the day. So right now, in this moment, I am grateful for all of you. I'm grateful to
Thank
share this
you.
time with you and to share this time
Thank
with anyone who's watching this, and grateful to the crystals of everything that they share with us and how they help us and transform our lives. And I'll be seeing my family soon, so I'm grateful that I'll be having Easter dinner with my family and having some good times there as well. Yeah.
Wonderful. Caroline, tell us what you are thankful most for in your
Um,
life.
Not in my life right now, because we are always in the moment. Right now, I'm just so thankful that we're having this conversation on the day of resurrection, because resurrection brings a resurgence of life and of energy, and today we are becoming even more alive, you know. So I'm really happy that we're spending this day together, this moment together. And then I'm happy because after this, I'm going out with my family to really, really, really infuse everyone with light and love and just be happy in this moment of just being alive. So I'm really happy for so many things that cannot be quantified. But I'm happy we're all here together and I love you all.
Oh,
Oh, we love you, you know. Thank you so much, Caroline, for those beautiful words. And Sharon, tell us what you are most thankful for.
I'm thankful that I know you guys. That's what I am. Because if it wasn't,
Oh, this is such a beautiful
really,
words.
I am. I'm so
And
happy. I feel so blessed to know you guys. And you're my family. And I had to be here with you. And I'm so
oh my
grateful
God,
that I had the chance to be here. Because I
oh
almost
my God,
didn't make it.
it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
I
We
did
are
everything
so
to
proud
come
to
to you,
have
to get to you. I wanted to be with you today, and I'm here. That's
you. And there is no accidents, you know. There is always a reason, you know.
always.
Thank you so much, Sharon.
Oh,
Carrie, what you're thankful for on this beautiful day?
I am so thankful for my awakening, my consciousness, my spiritual journey, my awareness. I'm so thankful that, of course, I met all of my crystal brothers and sisters, spiritual brothers and sisters. We all need that support. And I am just so grateful every day that I am able to live and serve my purpose and my passions in life. And that, through this awakening and this journey, I am able to do what I came here to do, to raise the collective consciousness, to help others, to heal others. And just, it's just huge knowing that you're being supported in the universe in serving your purpose and your passion, because what else is life about? You know, I mean, how many lifetimes did we come here and just live and never served our purpose or our passion? So I feel very honored and super grateful that I'm aware and that I am able to, you know, just help and raise it's all about raising the vibration of the planet, you know? So that's what I'm grateful for.
Wonderful words. Thank you, Carrie.
You're
Rami,
welcome.
Ramena, tell us what you are thankful for.
Today I'm mostly grateful for my crystal friends that decided to trust me and come live with me for a while. And I'm very thankful for all of you and for your invitation, Slavian. I'm
You're
really
welcome.
happy that you answered my first email when I contacted you, and now we're here, and it's been a wonderful experience. So thank you guys, all of
You're
you.
welcome.
You're
You're
wonderful.
welcome. You know I love you.
I love
Maga,
it too.
Maga, tell us what you are thankful for more for today, Easter. Tell us what you are thankful for.
I'm so grateful and thankful for all of you, especially you, Slavi, for organizing this and for getting us all together. I'm really thankful to have had these conversations. They've been so inspiring listening to you guys' stories. I mean, I was nodding my head all the time, wanting to talk and interrupt. I mean, you guys all have such great energy. It's really nice to meet you guys. The ones I haven't met before. You're just so lovely. I'm so glad. I'm so thankful that you exist on this planet. So keep doing yourself because you're really amazing.
Thank you so much, Maja, for your words. Well, guys, I'm so thankful for you all that you come here, share your story, and I enjoyed this hangout on the max. So I want to wish the little birdie. Little birdie. I love it. I just see it in every of your videos. Sweetheart. So thank you so much, guys, for taking your time on Easter. I want to wish you everybody a happy Easter, and let's go celebrate with our families. Let's go celebrate love. Let's go celebrate gratitude. And, you know, we're still on this wonderful journey, and I just can't wait next time we to unite together and share our wisdom and wonderful stories. Thank you so much, guys, and have a nice day, and see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Namaste. Bye-bye. Bye.